Hey y'all, it's your girl Stephanie. This is Wrestling Color Podcast right here on YouTube. Be sure to thumbs up this video. Be sure to subscribe, turn on for notifications, follow me. Links are in the banner. Do all of the things that you need to do to support your girl and what we got going on. So let's just dive into it. Coronavirus, this shit is real. I did a podcast episode previously about how I feel about the WWE and all wrestling promotions going through with putting on shows because of the coronavirus and the risk that is being taken. A lot of you all felt that you had to have, you know, wrestling going on during a pandemic because you just couldn't find other shit to do. You all forgot that these people have lives, they have kids, they're married, that they are really literally putting their life on the line for scripted programming. Now, in the case of WWE, it was completely unnecessary for them to even keep going with shows when you have a whole network that you could watch. If you are so hard up for an episode of Raw, you could just relive all the Raws from the time Raw started back in the early 90s. That goes for WCW, Florida Championship Wrestling, Southpaw. I mean, whatever wrestling you want, the WWE Network has all of this for free, unless you want to pay $10 to get the pay-per-views and relive some of that trash. But for the most part, I'm going to have to put some blame on the wrestling fans for what's going on right now. Renee Young has corona. Kayla Braxton, this is her second bout with the virus. Jon Moxley, that's his wife, so I'm sure he probably is either trying to combat himself from catching the virus, but I mean, it's his wife. He won't be able to do what he needs to do because he has to go and quarantine for 2 weeks or whatever. And apparently it's a whole lot of wrestlers that are contagious or infected, asymptomatic or whatever. Don't nobody understand what this is, not even doctors. No one's taking it seriously. Your president, 45, is fanning the flames. I'm sorry. He's literally saying one thing and his own doctors are saying another thing, and he is just completely like off his rocker. A lot of people are enjoying this. A lot of people like it. You got people using conspiracy theories about this COVID. One woman said, wearing masks has become some type of civil rights issue for a lot of y'all. Those that shall not be named, but the majority of the population has taken wearing a mask as a civil rights issue. But God forbid you bring up police brutality, the racial wealth gap, racism, sexism, anything else. It's, oh, that's not true. But all of a sudden, someone tells you to put a mask on and you having a complete fucking meltdown. It's really terrible at this point. This is what I think. I think all WWE and AEW specifically, because that's what's on, they need to just shut down. But apparently word on the street is if AEW is not producing content, their show will be canceled completely. So I don't know how that works or what kind of contract that is, but they could literally go record, do some recordings and stuff and put the shit on. But they saying if they're not producing, then they don't have a contract. Thus, WWE won whatever war is going on. NXT ain't what it used to be, folks. I'm sorry. As long as I watch NXT, I'll sit here and watch the old episodes because what they giving me right now, I'm completely confused by why the championship and the world championship belt is on the line. I'm completely confused why the same four bitches is going after Io Shirai. I don't know what happened to Rhea Ripley's momentum, but she's over here trying to figure things out with Aaliyah. Can somebody tell me where Bianca Belair is? I know she's not in NXT, but she damn sure ain't on Raw. So once again, I'm confused. I'm confused by the whole situation. But if you follow the Crawford show, you get to see her and Montez Ford be cute. And let's not even talk about the Raw Tag Team division. It's just, please, I don't even know. And then apparently there's a pay-per-view that I completely forgot. and they calling it the horror show. If anyone wants to explain that to me, literally, it's called Extreme Rules, the horror show. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. Like, it is so much confusion. It's ridiculous. I think the WWE dropped the ball. I think they are just as money hungry as their friends. I think this was totally unnecessary and a total disregard of employees, independent contractors, whatever you want to call it, in human life. Because Vince McMahon is not around these people. He's somewhere closed off. But these folks are slapping and coughing and breathing and sweating all over each other. And the people that are sick, they don't know they're sick, or they know they're sick and they're going to come in there and work because they want to make their money. So you're putting people in terrible positions to make ridiculous ass decisions. And that's every job, not just the WWE. Every job. They are calling themselves giving people free reign to do their own self checks. And hopefully you tell the truth. When I could just wake up, I could have a fucking 300 fever and say I'm 97.3 and go to work and give it to everybody if I wanted to do that. There's nurses and stuff at my job right now that should be on quarantine, but they're not. And honestly, these hospitals don't care. They just want hot bodies in there. They want hot bodies in there. Now is a spike. And please do not blame the protesters from the George Floyd and all those incidents. It's a spike. And if you line up the time, it happened toward the middle of April, beginning of April, when they start opening up these bars and open up all these places super fast and willy-nilly, and then ran out the damn medical professionals that was standing beside your respective governor. Y'all done random women out when they was just trying to tell you to put a mask on, that'll slow it up. If you're going to open up stuff, just wear a mask. I'm literally telling you, wearing a mask will protect you from the other person and your stuff will stay with you. It's a simple, there's no argument about why you should wear a mask. Don't be like, well, you got a mask on, I don't have to wear a mask. I'm going to need a helmet after a while because of the way y'all motherfuckers is moving. I'm going to need a whole fucking helmet. You total disregard for your fellow countrymen, total disregard for your co-workers, total disregard for your family. And it's ridiculous and it's terrible. So to give you a prime example, yes, this is wrestling related. I'm just going to read how total disregard of everyone else in your family and around you. The Ramirez family never thought the coronavirus would get them. They took every precaution, stayed cooped up in their Azula home since the stay-at-home order in March. The family said on the Father's Day, the eldest son went out for groceries and he claimed he was fully masked and protected and had gloves. The virus still found their way at home. These people was doing right. But then you got another family who threw a whole entire party as if they didn't even give a fuck. Like, they threw the party here it goes, 18 members of one family have corona. It says, everybody says, oh, it's my family. I'm not going to see my brother. I'm not going to see my cousin. And they think it's a safe word. Ron Barbosa's family has always been close. Members of the Dallas area family see each other every day, and that's cool. And when the corona pandemic hit, many of them thought it'd be okay to continue spending time with each other. But after family members went golfing and threw a surprise birthday dinner party for one of the Barbosa family members last month, at least 18 members of the extended family have become sick with COVID. 3 have become so ill that they've been hospitalized. Barbosa's 88-year-old dad and his 86-year-old mom and his sister, who is going through chemotherapy for breast cancer. Everyone says, oh, it's my family. I'm not going to see my brother. I'm going to see my brother. I'm going to see my cousin. And they think it's a safe word. While they aren't certain if the virus starts spreading among the family at the party, Barbosa, 53, who did not attend the gathering, said that based on the time they started to see symptoms, it seems like the initial transmission among family members happened that weekend. It's a big loving family and we get together all the time. He said he believes his nephew, who hosted the party with his wife, was the first exposed to the disease at work, and that he had a cough on the day of the gathering. Early in the day, some of the men in the family went golfing, and now Barbosa thinks it's possible they were exposed. Next thing you know, the two nephews that basically live next door to him, they got the same cough and diarrhea, body aches, and start getting sick. Barbosa said by the 6th of June, there was a lot of symptoms, and by the 9th, people were getting really, really bad. And by the 13th, my family had to take my sister and mom to the hospital. The rapid spread of the coronavirus among the family comes as cases explode in Texas. They explode in Florida, too. Due to the recent increase in cases and hospitalization, Governor Greg Abbott said on Thursday the state will pause any further reopening. The last thing we want to do is the state to go backwards. Y'all already went backwards. It's a little bit too late for that. So I already predicted this. If you listen to my last podcast when I was talking about the situation, I already said y'all gonna open right up, grand opening, grand closing. Y'all gonna open right back up, and y'all gonna end up having to close all this stuff again and start all the fuck over because y'all don't want to do right. That's it. You don't want to do right. You only want one group of people to be up under the thumb of authority, but none of y'all want to be under authority. Y'all don't want to follow simple instructions. You want to keep going golfing. I listen to people on the elevator go golfing, on listening to them on the elevator talk about going to parties, going to the beach, doing and not wearing face masks. I'm the one with the face mask. Y'all looking at me like I'm an alien. It's like enough is enough. So, in the case of the WWE and AEW, they need to shut down and call it a day. If AEW's contract is like, if y'all don't make stuff, then y'all out of luck, then y'all need to move that to YouTube. Because you have a following, people are not going to desert AEW. But this right here ain't it. I'm sorry, it's not. And I commend Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, and anyone who was like, nah, I'm not about to be around here because you never know. And the inevitable has happened. So that is my thoughts on the corona outbreak and wrestling. And to add that to everything else that's going on, this is terrible, egregious, and could have been avoided. This is your girl Stephanie. This is Wrestling Color Podcast. Please let me know what y'all think in the comments. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.